Hey everyone, how's it going? To answer the question in the thumbnail, very. Thanks for watching. Da, 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 da. No, okay. But like, yeah, I'm sorry to spoil this. If you want to watch me absolutely be miserable in a solo run, I can't promise that will happen, but there's a very good chance. How do I know? Well, let's look at the pre-evolved Pokemon. Of the Pokemon that finished, the third worst, Pidgey. Now the fully evolved Pokemon. What's there in the bottom 5? Oh, that's Pidgeotto. That doesn't bode well for a Pokemon that is a slightly better version of the former and a slightly worse version of the latter. So if you don't remember those runs, I did Pidgeotto relatively recently. I mean, this is the move pool. It's bad. Literally the strongest move it learns via level up, it actually starts with Gust. And then the TM moves. Well, it gets Double Edge and Razor Wind. Literally, I mean, guys, we literally have 7 moves via TM and 3 via level up. One of them is Rage and one of them is Razor Wind. It's bad. The stats are what they are. I mean, like, they're fine, whatever. You know, the moveset's gonna tank us. I know you guys like seeing the experience, and this was one of the reasons I was a little hesitant to do 150 runs, because sadly there are runs like Pidgeotto where they're same E, but that's where my classic J-Rose anecdotes and behind the scenes and just my, I don't know, the way I narrate you guys seem to like. I don't know. Let's just get started. But first, a big thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Old School RuneScape, which has just launched a new community event, Gridmaster. Gridmaster is a limited time 4-week solo event starting October 15th, where you can gain insane experience boost, fan favorite relics, loot, other power-ups. The gameplay is like bingo crossed with leagues, and you can take on a grid of 7x7 challenges, and each completed tile gives a range of different rewards that we just talked about. Now, you can select your tiles and challenges in any order you want, which can get you some game-breaking rewards to help you progress. And if you complete full columns or rows, you'll get even more powerful rewards and new ways to power up your character. And this event is open to everyone for both members and non-members, so you can have a taste of this awesome game mode. As you progress through the grid, you'll get grid points, which can be spent on cosmetics in the post-event reward shop, such as the grid tabard, the grid swords and emblem, and even a really cool login screen chapel cosmetics. So if you want to get in on the action, click my link in the description or pinned comment, and maybe one of you will master the Gridmaster event. Alright, well, the first time I battled Brock was at level 12, and the strategy is simple. Try to use Sand Attack. Now, there's an optimal number, I think it's 3, in order to get the most amount of misses while not wasting turns. There is a point of diminishing returns, but, like, we can just speed this up. Unfortunately, we're not nearly strong enough. We don't even get by Geodude. And so I'm just going to have to go back in the forest and level up a bunch. As you already saw, there's no move that's just going to come in and save us. We literally have our strongest level up move. That is so ridiculous, but accurate. So it's just leveling up to a point where we actually beat Brock. So I could just do the thing I sometimes do where I'm like, ooh, I do it at level 13 and level 14. But actually, this time I was pretty smart about it. It is important, though, even though I waited to level 15, I want to be careful because I actually can level up a little too much. And that would actually be really, really bad, because leveling up in the early game off Caterpie, Metapod, Kakuna takes a long time. You want to do that as little as possible. And thus, it may not surprise you that I actually was able to beat Brock at level 15. I came close, and it's really just about getting good luck versus Onix. Because we have both Quick Attack and Gust, we don't have to worry about running out of power points, and since we have Sand Attack, we don't have to worry about Bide. I should mention Bide will always hit, so I can't use Sand Attack to avoid Bide hitting us, but I can use it to avoid it doing damage to us. Kind of a weird statement, but yay, that's one badge. Alrighty, so next I battled Rival 2, and I'm just going to go Quick Attack from it. Gust, of course, the crits against me suck. I knock out Pidgeotto, I'm at level 20. Abra, I go Quick Attack, it's a 1-shot. Rattata, I go Quick Attack, it's a 2-shot. But I actually don't get the second hit because I Hyper Fang. So we'll try again. I think we should be fine. The concern I have is what happens if it goes for Sand Attack. We got a crit. That's kind of nice. And we actually 3-shot. That's perfect. Abra, we should have this. Okay, Rattata. I actually really like this color scheme. It's a little muted, but I think it looks accurate to Pidgeotto. It's always hard. What do you guys think? Some of you really like my color schemes, and I appreciate that. You have no idea how much time I spend on them. It is like literally 15 minutes sometimes. I really try. And there's only so much you can do with the Game Boy Color. Just the nature of how the color palette works in the game. There's only so much flexibility without like doing some hardcore modding, which y'all know I have, well, maybe you don't know. I have no idea how to do. That is not something I can do whatsoever. But yeah, that was pretty good. Anyway, there's really nothing to say. I guess there's an Onyx battle, which sucks, but it's not that bad. Actually, I don't usually do this. You can actually skip the Onyx battle if you battle this hiker with Machop and Geodude. Almost always this takes longer, but I figured for this specific run, it might be quicker. I'm not going to repeat this point too much, but every single rock Pokemon is going to give me a problem because there is absolutely no effective move that I have. Even when I get Mirror Move, the rock Pokemon don't actually learn ground moves, and thus I don't have an effective move to use. I guess once I get Mimic against Bruno, sure. Then I could have a super effective move if I get like Ice Punch, but that's pretty niche and probably not what's going to happen, but yeah, sure. As you'd expect, I battle Misty next. I actually go for Sand Attack. That's probably a bad decision. It was a little unnecessary here, but I got the 2 Sand Attacks. I knock out Staryu, and then I'm going to do the 1 Sand Attack versus Starmie. X Defend kind of sucks, but Crit is great. I get a miss, a second miss, and then Tackle. Even though a crit, that's fine. Was the luck there a little bit on my side? Oh yeah, but well, we'll take that. It's not that crazy. Okay, so this actually is pretty good so far. Obviously, one of the big problems with Pidgeotto is not only does it struggle in the early game a little bit, but the late game is going to be awful. Truth be told, this is actually a little bit better. Actually, no, correction. This is a little bit better than Pidgey. So when I said it was a marginal upgrade over Pidgey, I was very wrong. I will definitely own that one. That's incorrect. This is a pretty big upgrade over Pidgey. All right, time to go battle Rival 3. He sends out Pidgeotto. I have Pidgeotto. I actually have to save my PowerPoint, so I go for Gust here. I want to battle Lieutenant Serge, or at least try to. I go for Quick Attack, though, because, yeah, see, that's the problem. Eradicate also has Quick Attack. Got to be careful. Gust, just got disabled. Thanks, Kadabra. And it's going to be multiple turns versus Wartortle. So we are low on HP, and I want to try to battle Serge. This probably will go pretty badly. Actually, I can't remember if Serge has good AI or not. I'm almost positive he does not. So we have a chance, but probably a dumb idea. I probably actually should just skip Serge. I don't know. He's so bad. Might as well try. All right. I go Gust, Tackle, Gust, 2-shot. I'm level 28. I'm going to go Gust. Oh my God, a 1-shot. All right. Raichu, we got to go Quick Attack. So Quick Attack, Thundershock. Yeah, we're not going to. Yeah. I think it is good AI because we got Thundershock, Thunderbolt. Technically, it could go for Thunder Wave or an X Speed, so that could be good. But, yeah, see, Voltorb is a 3-shot and X Speed. It's not a big deal. All right, so I have 3 Quick Attacks left. I don't think this is possible. Yeah, Thunderbolt, no. It's not possible. So, Serge has good AI. Didn't know that. Now we do. This was a mistake, but, at least we know that now. I'm pretty sure I knew that already. I don't know. Have we ever talked about Serge's AI? I probably beat him too quickly to ever even think about it. So, hey, you learn something new in every run, right? All right, it's been a while since we talked about him, and you know this is going to suck. Everyone's favorite nameless hiker, Whitgag. Or, in case you're new, welcome, the hiker with 2 Geodudes and a Graveler, Whitgag. All right, so Whitgag's big issue is that it's going to go for self-destruct. Great. I mean, he doesn't go for self-destruct, his Pokemon do, but you get the point. And I can't knock them out quickly. The strategy, see, Rock Throw is really not what we want, but the strategy is actually just to spam Sand Attack and hope they go for self-destruct and miss. Unfortunately, that requires luck, and this can take a really, really, really long time. There's no real point showing you all the losses, I'll just tell you how many times it took. If I counted correctly, it looks like it took 4 tries, which actually is really good. We got the Sand Attack and then immediate miss with the self-destruct. And then we got, looks like 5, 6 sand attacks off. I think, actually, no, this is 6. A couple rock throws, which sucked. But eventually, we're going to get, I'm running out of sand attacks. I don't know. Yeah, I got to swap that up. Am I actually going to knock this out with quick attack? Nah, it's going to go for self-destruct, right? I mean, it's like, what, a 1 in 4 chance? There it is. Okay, so we get the miss. That took like 10 years. And now we get the miss fairly quickly. So I can't control when it's going to go for it. I save immediately because that's an awful experience. And we can move on. Pidgeotto's a little unique in that it has a really bad time versus Giovanni and a really good time versus Erika. I'll let you know I battled all the trainers in her gym. Victory Bell, we do have Fly. I got Fly. Ooh, it didn't even one-shot. Wow, that sucks. I got it from the house just west of Celadon. You guys know where Fly is, or maybe you've never played the game, but it is available here. And while I can't use it outside of battle before I beat Serge, you can use it inside of battle. I didn't know that as a kid, by the way. Also, we're going to win this. I didn't know if you knew we were going to win this, but yeah, that's why I didn't narrate. This is a pretty easy battle. But note, we did not one-shot anything despite the fact we were usually 5+ levels higher. So, I mean, I'd say that's a bad sign, but like, that's an expected sign. There's a limited number of things I can do, so I guess Surge is the easiest. I do have Double Edge gotten from, I actually went inside Rocket Hideout just to make sure I got Double Edge. And with Double Edge, only base 100 power in this game, but that is enough to knock out all 3 Pokemon in one hit. So, very rare opportunity to beat Surge before Erika. How many times have I done that? Probably like under 5? Gosh, I wish, you know, someone who loves these videos should make these stats. I'd love to see some crazy stats. You know, back in the day, I used to see these Reddit accounts and people would be like tracking every move, which I always thought was insane, but like, that's a thing I totally would do with YouTubers I liked, so I totally get it. Anyway, I don't know how many times that's happened, but I would guess not many. All right, I have to face Giovanni now. I'm at level 36. Unfortunately, I lost so much HP. I'm 33 HP down, so I may have to heal. And yeah, this is just not going to work. I mean, I can try again. Rock Throw does have like a 40% chance to miss or something ridiculous, but it's not. Also, it got a ridiculous crit. Yeah, this just... I mean, I can get by Onyx, but I'm not getting by Rhyhorn, and then I'm not getting by... Oh, yeah, no, I'm not getting by Rhyhorn. Yeah, I can keep trying this, but unfortunately I ran out of potions because Pidgeotto sucks. And even though I did use the potion, by the way, there's a potion just behind Giovanni. I did use it. Oh, actually, wait. We're at 58. This could be a good one. Okay, 40. All right, let's go Fly. Guard Spec. Okay, yes, 34. Okay, this is going to be the run. This has to be it. I go for Fly. Comet Punch, no. Okay, Fly. Rage is good. Yay, we won. Wait, I shouldn't have gone for Fly there, but maybe I would have knocked myself out due to recoil. Who knows? We did win. That was pretty lucky. And really annoying, and that's probably going to be the MO going forward. We need really lucky, and the battle is still going to be really annoying. So, if you think I sound enthusiastic, I would question your emotion guessing ability, at least as it pertains to a disembodied voice playing Pokemon. Anyway, time to go battle Rival 4. We're at level 37, so we should be fine. Quick Attack, Double Edge. Okay, we're down 25. Gonna go for Fly, it one-shots. Execute and go for Fly, which is perfect, it one-shots. Kadabra, I actually can go for Quick Attack probably, but I'll go for Fly, it one-shots. And then Wartortle, I'm gonna go for Double Edge here, and with the crit, it one-shots. Thankfully, because we can learn Fly, I have a way to defeat ghosts, so we don't have to talk about the Pokemon Tower. And now I have to either battle Koga, who has very high defensive Pokemon, or Rival Fivel, who would absolutely destroy a Pidgeotto. So it's probably going to be Koga, and it's probably going to be awful. Alrighty, so here is Koga. I am 3 levels higher than the first Coughing. I go for Fly, but it doesn't do enough. Double Edge, the recoil hurts, but I do get a 2-shot. But then we get Minimize, so I'm gonna go for Double Edge. I don't want to risk... Yeah, what's gonna... Like, what? I was poisoned anyway, but like, seriously, like, what? What is the play? What is the play? I have nothing. I like, what am I supposed to do here? It minimizes... Okay, wait, I actually might knock out Muck. Okay, I'm at 45. There's a chance. Hold up. There's a chance if I can knock out Coughing here, I might be able to fly, and it goes for self-destruct. Nope. Toxic? Maybe? Nope. Maybe here? Maybe? No, I just faint. That was the closest I think I'm going to get. I'm going to try a few more times, but yeah, this is going about exactly as well as I thought it would. Now, truth is, I could have leveled up. It would have made things a lot easier, but I decided to just keep going, and you could tell eventually I would get a win because eventually they are going to go for self-destruct, or by they, I mean Wheezing is going to go for self-destruct. Although Wheezing doesn't have gender, so technically they is the correct. There's like multiple heads. So like, I actually think that that's actually accurate. Interesting. Like, how can, I mean, we've never really talked about this before, but like, is each head of Wheezing like a separate entity? Like with Dodrio, actually, how does that work with any of them? Are they just like three, like, is it like, you know, your left and right arm? How does that work? And like, they start off with just one head. Like, Doduo at least always has two, but like Diglett and Coughing. And like, so what is like is it like, also, is it? Is it he? How do we describe Pokemon genders? How do you? Like seriously, this isn't like some sort of like, you know, engagement gotcha. Like, I guess I usually say it, right? Because it's like a video game character. And like, I just use them as like tools to win battles. By the way, I'm, you know, going to get levels because I need them. 5 runs in, 30 runs in. These aren't the things one thinks about. But once you're almost 120 runs into red and blue, plus like the random yellow stuff I've done, you start to wonder these things, you know? Something else I wonder is whether Rival 5 will be good. It won't. I mean, I don't know that, but like, I have a pretty good idea that it won't. Anyway, I'm going to go for agility to boost my attack. I know, Gen 1, so fun. But with that, I'm almost able to one-shot Pidgeotto, and then hopefully I can, well, Fly does have a 10% chance to miss. Thankfully, Growlithe doesn't attack me. And so we've actually knocked out the first 3 Pokemon. We have, we might knock out Alakazam too. And we don't level up before Blastoise. I'm going to go Double Edge. Oh my god! That was the first try victory! Holy! I can't believe it! There are very few things that genuinely shock me anymore. Pidgeotto getting a first try victory is insane. Thank you, Badge Boost Glitch. I never expected you to be so clutch. And my experience points were just perfect there. Giovanni number 2 might be more difficult. And fun fact, it was. It took me 2 attempts. I mean, you're seeing the winning attempt, but like, yeah. This isn't entirely surprising considering Rhyhorn just walls me really well. And by the time I get to Nidoqueen, I have such little HP remaining, I can't go for Double Edge anymore, which is... So Fly, I showed it before, but Fly is 90 accuracy, 70 base power versus 100. So Double Edge is a significant power boost, but the recoil is just really bad. In later Pokemon games, well, in later Pokemon games that have way better moves, but in later Pokemon games, I'd have other things I could do to make up for that, but not in Red and Blue. All right, well, considering we're fast and a physical attacker, Sabrina actually might be pretty easy. We go for Fly and one-shot Kadabra. I don't think the crit mattered. Double Edge one-shots Mr. Mime, Fly one-shots Venomoth, and I'm going to go for Double Edge against Alakazam. Oh, it outsped. But I get a crit, so the Reflect, which is what it used, as you could see, maybe you aren't seeing, some of you listened to it, it used Reflect. Point is, the crit nullified it, and easy one-shot, easy victory. Pidgeotto really starting to make headway. Definitely not going to get, actually, I don't think it's going to get stalled versus Blaine, but Giovanni 3 is going to be interesting, and then I just think Lorelei and the entire Elite Four is just going to be an utter nightmare. Just something straight out of like the worst Gyro's runs of all time. Alrighty, so Blaine, attempt 1. I'm gonna go for Double Edge. It one-shots Growlithe. That's nice. Then I go for agility. It goes for Stomp. Another agility. Fire Spin. Ah, that sucks. Alright, I've tripled agility. So Fly one-shots Ponyta. And then Rapidash. Fly does not one-shot, but we get another Badge Boost via Tail Whip. And now I go for Double Edge. Not enough. Super Potion, maybe this is enough. Hey, that was easier than I thought it would be, actually. That actually could have gone really poorly. That was nice. To be fair, probably would have only taken 3 or 4 attempts, but all right, we are doing well, but yeah, we already talked about this. I think now is where it comes to an end. I can't even really level up against the trainers in this gym too, because they're not great matchups for Pidgeotto. I mean, I did battle the ones that I had okay matchups for, and that's why I have slightly lower than max HP. But yeah, Rhyhorn leading is terrible. You can see that I have deleted Quick Attack for Mimic because I do have an idea. I have to get by Rhyhorn first. And I lose a ton of HP. That's not necessarily a problem, but I can Mimic Dig. It goes for Growl, though, and that's brutal. And now it goes for Sand Attack, and yeah, that's just not going to work. I actually forgot to battle this guy. I will battle this trainer, and then I will heal, but yeah, this is not looking good for me. All right, so I've now level 50, and the strategy is the same. I want to get rid of this Rhyhorn as quick as possible. However, I can agility now because I won't level up. So I have 4 badge boosts after Tail Whip, but I do need to be careful about being hit by an attack. Thankfully, it doesn't do so. So we're fine. Now we go Mimic Dig. Sand Attack sucks, but it's honestly the best. I go Fly, which unsurprisingly one-shots. But then, worst case scenario, I go for Dig, which I've mimicked, and I miss. I try it again. I miss again. Another badge boost via Tail Whip. I miss a 3rd time. And then 4th time's a charm. It is a one-shot, which means it will be a one-shot to Nidoking. But I miss on time 1. Time 2, I hit. Right on. I only have 3 digs left, which is crazy. And then I miss. Tail Whip misses. And then I hit. It goes for Stomp. And it crits. Can you believe it? I actually can't. That's nuts. But yeah, 1 Sand Attack. That's all that took. So, same thing. What's going to go wrong this time? 3 agility. So 3 badge boosts. Remember, we got a Tail Whip last time. I go for Fly. Trying to conserve my HP. Tail Whip. All right, that's 4 badge boosts. And there's a good crit. Now, I'd like to see... I don't even know I'd like to see. Maybe Growl. Slash is fine. Actually, Slash. That's the best. Now I go for Fly. It one-shots. All right, we have this, right? We go for Dig. Yep, it one-shots. 4 badge boosts we know does enough to one-shot. And then just don't go for Stomp. Go for, like, Fissure. No! Okay. I don't even want to narrate the winning battle. It just worked. I mean, I didn't do anything different or special. There was no... It just Rhydon wasn't completely obnoxious. And I guess I should mention that Doug Trio this time went for a guard spec, which is the best outcome. So, yeah, kind of annoying, but nothing I could do. And this is what we're going to do going forward. This is a big reason I don't save between Elite Four members, because getting a run where I can beat all 5 of the next... Actually, there's one more before that, but all 5 of those trainers is going to be really tough. And if I could reset, it would be probably at a much lower level. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to this. Whatever. Let's go beat Rival 6. I mean, Rival 6 is going to destroy us. Don't forget, Rival 5 Blastoise is really bad. It uses just like Water Gun and Bubble. Now it has Hydro Bump. I'm only 4 levels higher than Pidgeot, and I'm going to go for 3 agility. I mean, you've seen this before. Actually, I only go for 2. It's probably a smart idea because I'm going to level up. And then a Fly plus Double Edge is enough to knock it out. I go for the 3rd agility versus Rhyhorn, but I start to hemorrhage HP, both due to Recoil and Stomp. I'm at 42 by the time I get to Growlithe. Thank goodness it's still a pre-evolved Pokemon, because Fly still one-shots, and Execute, we miss. It goes for Solar Beam, though, so no harm, no foul. And then Alakazam, I decide to go for Fly, and of course it goes for Reflect, then Recover. And now I just have to hope for a crit, and I don't get it. Even if I did, I think I would have lost. I probably need to use the rare candies, but I'll try one more time. All right, so we go... let's go Agility. Nah. I don't know. What do I do? Let's just go Double Edge. You know what? Just knock it out. All right, we're at 87 for Rhyhorn. Whatever. This isn't going to be the win. 77. Ooh, nice Tail Whip. 46. And then a misclick. Great. And then Tail Whip failed. Another Tail Whip fail. Great. All right, that one's nice. So, okay, 34 HP. I mean, there's no way. We're going to knock out Growlithe. At least this time, I should... I can't use Double Edge. I gotta use... Oh, Psybeam. That's nice. So I made it to Blastoise. And there's the level up. So all those badge boosts are gone. Whatever. I just go Double Edge here. Withdraw. Okay. I go Fly. Crit. Wait, no way. So dumb. I can't believe I just won. That was probably the worst played battle I've had in such a long time. Oh my. I can't... So ridiculous. Anyway, I probably need to level up a bit more before I proceed into Victory Road. I mean, come on. Lorelei's going to absolutely destroy me. Normally, I would proceed through Victory Road and then come back and do this, but I needed to heal anyway, and what's the point? We know. We've done enough of these runs that we know a level 52 Pidgeotto is not going to get by all the ice Pokemon and then Lance's Pokemon. Like, it's just not happening. Aerodactyl, there's just so many Pokemon that are not going to be... I mean, even like this Cloyster that I'm battling is destroying me. But yeah, I'm going to go battle a bunch of trainers, and I will see you guys once I get to the Elite Four. Here we are at the Elite Four! I love making references. Anyway, I didn't use the rare candies, and you'll see how that works. And yeah, we reset. After getting distracted and battling her not once, but 2 more times without using the rare candies, here are the rare candies. I'm at level 71. So I'm going to go for Fly, and it does half. Rust is actually perfect. I can set up all 3 agilities. Well, actually, I can only set up 2. Aurora Beam hits and double edge one-shots. But I'm at 101 HP. I don't have enough power to knock out the Cloyster. Aurora Beam hits, and I'm able to knock it out with Fly. I can't use double edge anymore. And in theory, I could, like, mimic Amnesia. But realistically, like, what is that going to do? I don't have special attacks, so I don't know, back to the drawing board. I'll try, no, setting up agility right away is not the play. Oh, I forgot to use rare candies. Of course. You might wonder, J-Rose, if you're going to do this like a million times, maybe save after you use all the rare candies. And that would be a really smart idea, except for the fact that I may need to level up even more, and it is much faster to level up prior to using 11 rare candies. And so it is actually quicker, albeit not in real human time, but in in-game time, which is what we track, to very tediously, before every single attempt, use the rare candies. It sucks. And yes, I have to press B every single level. It's super fun. Anyway, I'm actually not very optimistic that this is going to work because, yeah, I get an attack drop. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This isn't going to work. We actually had really good luck the first battle. I didn't even make it to Lapras. Like, we need to be able to one-shot the Cloyster with double edge. This is just ridiculous. This isn't going to work. There are a few more trainers I didn't battle in Victory Road. I'll go battle them. We're going to have to be a super high level. Lorelei is just really bad. And the fact that Cloyster is one of the most defensive Pokemon in terms of physical defense, and it's an ice Pokemon, is just the absolute worst situation for Pidgeotto. And again, Aerodactyl, even though it doesn't have a rock move, that's something I have to think about as well. Alright, so now I'm at level 77. So clearly this is going to be really easy. No, we don't one-shot Dugong, and then we lose attack. I go for Fly, but watch what's going to happen. We lose. Well, actually, I reset before we lost, but we were going to lose. Alright, so showing losses kind of sucks. What we learned from these losses is that using the agilities against Dugong theoretically could work, but one-shotting it with a crit is more helpful. Cloyster, it's a 2-shot. I mean, with the agilities, maybe not. And then I use them versus Slowbro, but it goes for Growl and Withdraw, and that's not good. And then I actually misclick. And now, yeah, I'm doing basically nothing. I actually do somehow... Well, I mean, Slowbro just has Water Gun, and I got a crit. So that's how I got by Slowbro. And then Jinx, I actually almost one-shot it, but recoil. But guess what? That's experience points, and yep, that's what this run has come to. I have no quicker way of getting experience points. This is such a slow way of getting them, but this is actually the fastest way. I'm just going to lose to Lorelei over and over until I stop losing. Well, good news, it actually didn't take that long. I think only 3 more attempts. So we're sticking with the whole double edge right away strat. Just seems to make the most sense. We 2-shot Cloyster, but we're at 69 HP. Nice. Not really. Very not nice. And then I double edge Slowbro once, and then I fly. Then I have to fly versus Jinx. And now essentially I need, I don't know, a crit fly. We don't get it, and yeah. Oh, you thought stop losing meant stop losing to Lorelei. No, I meant stop losing to her Pokemon prior to Lapras. Your expectations are a little bit too high, guys. You gotta lower those expectations and then lower them a second time. All right, now, Sean, if you want to count those, Let me know how many losses that was. I counted like, I don't know, maybe 13. But yeah, this is going to be the win. We're now one-shotting Dugong, two-shotting Cloyster, and then two-shotting Slowbro, albeit we switched to Fly. Then we're at level 81. We one-shot Jinx. And then, of course, with Lapras, I need the crit, and I don't get it, but Blizzard misses. If I don't sound overly excited, it's because realistically, we've just gained more experience points. Yay. But like, unless we beat the entire Elite Four right now, we just have to go through that RNG gauntlet again and again and again. I don't even know how many battles I've had against Lorelei. I think it's like 40. I don't know. I don't count. This is one thing where I would love AI to like count the Lorelei battles, but it's been a lot. All right, well, Bruno, we're at level 81, so even though we have a pretty poor matchup, we actually will three-shot with Double Edge, and then, well, actually, I'll go for Fly on the final hit, no reason not to. And then I can continue going for Fly against Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. The second Onix, I can keep going for Double Edge. Actually, it's a four-shot, and then I can one-shot with Fly. That's some really good experience points. I do need to be careful. Oh, I just used an Ether. So I need to be careful because if I use Ethers, I'm not getting them back. But I kind of want to see if we can win. So Agatha might not be too bad. Fly, one-shots, albeit with a crit. I'm going to go for Double Edge here. Okay, so I think this is actually going to be fairly easy. We don't one-shot Arbok with Fly, but Arbok has much better defense than the Ghosts. So, okay, for once, Agatha is going to be fairly easy. And we're at level 82. Pidgey needed level 90, so we shouldn't be that far off if this is Pidgeotto. I should use an elixir here because we might actually get this done. Should I? Yeah, we might get this done. And the truth is, even if I lose, I have two more. We only needed one up to this point. We should be fine. Okay, so Gyarados, I'm going to go for... Gotta go Double Edge, right? Yeah. Doesn't one-shot. Leer is fine. I'm going to go Double Edge, make sure it doesn't heal. Dragonair, I'm going to go Fly, and it one-shots. Another Fly, another one-shot, no miss. Aerodactyl, gotta go Double Edge here. It goes Bite, that's fine. I think we made it to the champ. Maybe. I'm going to go Fly, two-shot, and now, oh, Slam, come on. No barrier, no. No, Hyper Potion, that's it. That's it. Maybe I get a crit. No, barrier, maybe I get another crit. Yeah! Yes! Okay. I mean, we're probably going to lose the champion, but we have made it to the champion. That's really exciting. I don't think I want to use an elixir here. I don't love my odds after that battle. Let me look at... Yeah, power points are fine. I can work with this. I can work with this, right? You know what? I'll use PP up on Fly. Yeah, that's what I can do. And that's fine because then I just have more power points anyway. So it actually works out really nicely. And hopefully I didn't need to do that because I'm going to win easily. But I might. Pidgeot versus Pidgeotto. I go for agility. It goes wing attack. I use Fly and I one-shot but with a crit. Okay, I got to get rid of Alakazam. Double Edge. Nice crit. Rhydon will be a little scary. I don't have a better move to use. I'm going to go second, third agilities, Leer, Double Edge. Ooh, that did nice. Fury Attack misses. I go Fly. Okay, nice crit. And then another Fly. Okay, full restore. Didn't want to see that, but I'm going for Fly. Not going to get hit by Recoil. We're good. Fury Attack. That did quite a bit. All right, Fly, I'm going to need to go nice. And then, okay, perfect. Arcanine, I'm going to go Double Edge. It knocks it out. Oh, no, we level up. Oh, that's brutal. That means we don't even one-shot Executor and then full restore. Actually, the crit, though. And now we're going to get hit by Blizzard and we're going to lose. Yeah, I kind of saw that coming. Well, I mean, I have enough PowerPoint items, and that was some really good leveling, but not quite enough. Do I keep it? Do I reset? I'm going to keep it. Wait, do I? Wait. Come on. I have to make a decision soon. All right, I'm going to keep it. All right, let's just keep going. After one more loss to Lorelei, I actually get right back to Lance, which is super cool. Unfortunately, the Lance battle goes not quite as well, and Aerodactyl does quite a number on me. I only have 40 health for Dragonite, and just one hit with Slam or something will knock me out. I try to go for Fly, and I'm doing my best, but critical hit Hyper Beam wouldn't even have mattered if I was at full HP. That's the problem. If you don't one-shot, you're at risk of just the Dragonite doing Dragonite things. And, I mean, listen, in a better programmed game, I wouldn't even be able to hope for some random status move that really serves no purpose. After 4 more losses to Lorelei, I'm at level 87. I just want you guys to keep that in mind. 4 more losses. You can see, though, the levels are starting to help. I'm one-shotting the Gyarados. I don't think it makes much of a difference beyond that, but I have 201 HP. Of course, a Gen 1 miss sucks, but then Hyper Beam, which has a 10% chance to miss, does miss. I'm also two-shotting Aerodactyl, and with all that HP, I can go for Double Edge, which makes Dragonite a little safer, but I still just had 40 HP to spare, which is not a lot. Now, I do need to worry a little bit about money, and you can see I'm using Elixir here because I gotta hope that this is enough leveling, right? I mean, this has got to be it. How could I need to go even higher? We're basically at level 90. So I go for Fly, and then it goes for Wing Attack after I land, and then thankfully Fly hits because it was going for Sky Attack. Now I go for Double Edge, Alakazam, I'm at 196. I go for Double Edge, Rhydon goes for Fury Attack, I'm at 165. I go for Fly, it goes for Leer, that's good. I go for Double Edge, it goes for Tail Whip, that's good. I'm at 141. On to Arcanine, I level up. So I go for Agility, Ember, Fly, and that's not enough to one-shot. Takedown, it does some recoil back. I knock it out. I'm at 61 HP. I go for Mimic for Hypnosis. This is a Hail Mary. It goes for Barrage. So I go for Fly. I knock out Executor, and then there's a 60% chance I hit. I don't. I feel like that's the strat, though. It's an awful strat. It's so luck-based, but Executor doesn't have a grass move. Like if it had Giga Drain, which doesn't exist, I'd use that. That's the move. That's the play. That's how we're going to do it. Well, you guys know how I say that I'm at the right level when I'm starting to get to the champ back-to-back? Well, I just did that, which is awesome. So we know when we're going to level up because I did reset. This time Pidgeotto cooperates with me, and after 2 flies, I don't get attacked once. Now against Alakazam, I still go for Double Edge. It's such a scary Pokemon. Gotta knock it out. And then Rhydon, I go Double Edge. Horn Drill does nothing. Double Edge crit. Horn Drill does nothing. Double Edge, I'm at 162. Making it to Arcanine. I go 1 Agility. Ember. That's a crit. That sucks. I then go for Fly. Goes for Ember. I'm worried about a burn. I'm at 99. Arcanine's gone. I have to mimic Hypnosis here. It goes for Stomp. I'm at 44. That doesn't actually matter. I knock out Executor. 60% chance. I miss. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a better strat. There's no Thunderbolt. There's nothing else. Blizzard practically one-shots me. Like, I think at best it's a 2-shot, and that's if, like, everything goes right, which it won't. So, yeah, it just gotta put it to sleep. After 1 more loss to Lorelei and then a loss to Lance, I'm back at the champ, but I did something kind of cool. You'll see in a second. So this time I'm hit by Sky Attack, which is brutal, right? So I'm at 179. Then I go for Double Edge against Alakazam, but I level up here. How did that happen? I'll explain in a second. I go for 3 Agilities against Rhydon, which is huge, and then it goes for Leer. I have to go for Fly because Sky Attack hit, and Fury Attack is whittling down my HP, and I got frustrated, so I went for Double Edge, it went for Full Restore. Then I decide, you know what? I lost anyway, so I'm going to mimic Horn Drill. And then I use Horn Drill, and it's a 30% chance to hit, and it hits. And then Arcanine comes out, and I'm like, all right, I'll go for Fly, I'll play this legit, and I knock it out. And then I knock out Executor, and I'm like, all right, let's play 30%. And we get it. So I was wrong. It was not Hypnosis that was going to do it. It was Horn Drill. I can't. It's so dumb. But like the luck we got in that battle was so bad. So I feel like it kind of balanced out. But oh my goodness. By the way, the actual strat there was I gained some more levels by battling wild Pokemon so that I would level up after Alakazam. I did some experience points manipulation, but like, yeah, that didn't end up really mattering. I guess it mattered a little bit. That's not true. It did matter, but that was so stupid. 2 Horn Drill hits? Oh my God. Anyway, guys, this was an absolutely brutal run. It's level 88, 803. that is the 4th highest level a Pokemon has needed to be in order to beat the game. However, 803 is actually, well, I wouldn't say it's respectable, but it's better than a lot of Pokemon. It puts it firmly within the second to last tier of Pokemon that finished, alongside such standouts as Vulpix. I mean, very similar to Vulpix. I don't know. I mean, guys, it was what it was. I had fun. Did you have fun? I hope you did. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back soon with another new video. Take care.